What's going on, YouTube? This is Country Coder. I want to welcome you back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you to the channel. I hope that you'll enjoy the content I have for you. Well, in today's video, I am doing the Goofy Bastard Challenge. It is a challenge to do a 7 to 10 minute video unedited. I kind of like the idea. I really don't have the gift of gab, but because I have a new bike, I feel like it's a challenge that I could probably do because I'm talking about my new bike. If you'll look right up here, I will show you the video where I actually unveiled it. It is a silent reveal, so I didn't give you any specifications about the bike. I didn't even tell you, you know, other than it was an African twin, I didn't tell you the year or anything. So I felt like, you know, this may be a good challenge and a good way for me to tell you about the bike. The bike that I chose was a 1993 Honda African twin. It is the RD07 model, or serial number, beginning serial number. It is the 750 model. That equates to a 742cc displacement, which gives you about 62 horsepower or 46 foot-pounds of torque. It's a pretty nimble bike for a 445-pound bike. I haven't really rode it very much. It's only been rode about 5 or 7 times now, and so I've enjoyed it so far. I went down to Florida to pick it up, as you saw, and you'll see the picture right here where I about had some issues. The trailer that I took down there, as you see, the tire about come off. I was actually going over to work on my land and pulled my four-wheel off the trailer, and I looked down and actually saw where the tire was just sitting there wobbling around. So as you can imagine, with a single axle trailer, if it would have fell down, it would have just dug into the asphalt, and there's no telling, you know, what the bike would have done. I mean, I had it strapped down to the trailer, but more than likely it would have went end over end off the trailer, and you know, just going to get the bike, that would have wouldn't have sat very well with me at all. So the reason I chose a African twin is I got to where I'm watching a lot of Petromoto and Itchy Boots, and the bike that Petromoto used a lot is a 1991 Honda Transalp. Due to COVID, and he was, like I said, due to COVID, he was actually touring around South America and had to leave it there. So currently, the last year and a half, I think it is, he has been using a 1996 Transalp that he's borrowed from a guy. And you know, after watching a lot of his videos, I was actually looking for a Transalp. The problem about the Transalp is the United States only sold the Transalp in 1989 to 91, and because of that's only 3 years that they sold it. But from 1989 and 1990, they were the only models that we actually got, and those models were the drum brakes. And I just, you know, I don't really like drum brakes. It causes a lot more problems as far as when you try to change the tires, the brakes out. And so to make my life easier as far as doing maintenance on it, I wanted to stick with the disc brakes. And so I looked a little bit for the Transalp, you know, a 91 or later, and I never did find none. But I was actually looking I said, well, let me look for, you know, another bike that they may have, which is this Honda African Twin. And after doing a little bit more research, I found out that the African Twin was only made, the first run was only made from 1989 to 2003. Well, the problem with that, once again, the United States never did sell the African Twin. So I was looking on Craigslist just to, you know, happen to see, and that's when I stumbled upon this one there in Florida. And you know, the reason why I kind of wanted the dual purpose or a adventure bike was, you know, like I said, with Petromoto and Itchy Boots, you know, they get off the beaten path a lot, and you know, some of the stuff that they actually find, to me, is pretty neat. You know, I mean, you can find a lot of stuff on road as far as, you know, sites and everything else, but you know, there's something even more that you can find when you can get off road, off the beaten path and everything. And so that's, you know, kind of led me more, you know, my channel is all about adventure, you know, and so that's the reason why I wanted to get a little bit more off the beaten path than just, you know, sticking more to the street. And you know, I'm not getting rid of my Sporty. I still have it, and you know, I'm going to keep riding it as well, you know, doing motovlogs and stuff like that. But I felt like, you know, hey, let me get another bike and get a dual purpose. And you know, kind of mentioning a little bit, like I said, with the brakes, I like doing my own maintenance. And a lot of the, you know, newer bikes that you get is, you know, got a lot of electronics and everything else, and I didn't want to really deal with having to take it to people in order to get diagnosis done. And you know, so getting a older bike just kind of helped with that idea. You know, I've seen a lot of Petromoto doing, you know, a lot of his own maintenance, even on the side of the road. And you know, with a carbureted bike, you know, you definitely don't get a lot of you know, electronics with it. And so I just, you know, I kind of felt like, hey, you know, I think I like this type of bike and everything. Some of the adventures that I've already got in mind, the US has what they call the TAT, Trans-American Trail. It's similar to the TET that the Europeans have, which is the Trans-European Trail. And so, you know, I felt like, hey, let me go do that if I want to, but just to, you know, kind of get my little feet wet. Mississippi has a little track that goes from Jackson all the way up to around North Mississippi, you know, somewhere in the Delta. And you know, it's kind of a one day up and one day back. And so I kind of felt like, you know, that would be a good, hey, let me get my feet wet type track and everything. Before I can do that though, I do have to change the tires. As you saw kind of in the silent reveal, this bike only has street tires, and you kind of want, you know, that dual purpose or 50-50 type tire in order to do the off-road and stuff. And so not only that, with the wind noise, I really can't hear the bike very well, you know, especially knowing when to shift. You can kind of feel the bike a little bit, but you know, most people, they have to, you know, they like hearing that tone in order to tell them exactly when, you know, to shift and everything. So I'm going to probably change the exhaust a little bit and, you know, get a little loud. I don't want it, you know, obnoxiously loud, you know. I do like it a little quieter. So that's kind of, you know, the two modifications that I'll probably do. You know, the bike is pretty much stock. Other than that, I like, you know, the bike is in great shape, you know, and so I'm going to, you know, keep maintaining it and everything. But I guess I'm at 10 minutes, so I hope I did very well on this challenge. You know, let me know what you think about the challenge, and also, you know, if you got any questions, you know, just leave me a comment, and I'll try to answer those comments and tell you about, you know, what I know about the bike, or what, if you have any questions, like I said, about the African Twin. And I may have to reach out to people because, you know, I'm pretty new on the bike and everything else. And so but if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and subscribe down below, and you know, leave me a comment. Like I said, you know, tell me how I did on the challenge, and tell me, you know, if you got any questions and everything, and you know, share this with some of your friends. I will really much appreciate it. And so until the next video, always take the scenic route, and I'll see you then.